So we're back with Don't Mess with Jim, and this episode again is brought to you by Isuzu. I've got one now. It's parked out the front of Wolfpack. It is sick. That's what the cool kids say. I'm driving it around Wales last week, and I look cool as is. I'm not swearing. Cool as shit. I'm swearing. So this is brought to you by Isuzu. Enjoy. So, when I'm lying in my bed with my slippers on, I shouldn't really wear slippers in bed, do I? But I do sometimes, thinking about what we're going to talk about and Don't Mess with Jim. I want to talk about this. Has this been the craziest season or back-to-back seasons we've ever seen in rugby? So 2019 into 2020, has it been the craziest season? In my opinion, it has. Let me give you the outlay of what we've had. So, we've had the World Cup with Storm Hagibis, games cancelled. When have we ever seen games in the World Cup cancelled? Well, we did in Japan, and rightly so. So we had games cancelled, we had the permutations of the pools worked out because the games weren't played, and it was crazy. We didn't know whether the World Cup was going to carry on, so we had that to deal with this year. Israel Folau. Who would have thought, right, when I'm a young kid running around the pitches, that a player would write something on his mobile phone that could be seen by a load of other people, social media, around the world, that he quotes, he says, from the Bible, that would have worldwide ramifications that results in him getting sacked from his team, getting sacked from his country, then suing his country and getting a multi-million-pound payout. And then going over to France to play a different sport. He's played it before, rugby league. I mean, the Israel Folau situation as well, unprecedented. What a time to be alive. So you have that as well. Saracens. I mean, the relegation, the salary cap scenario. These ain't things that have just happened over years of rugby. This has happened in the last 12 months, this stuff. So I'm thinking back. I'm like the 12 months, so I'm thinking the World Cup, amazing, crazy. Israel Folau, not amazing, crazy. The Saracens salary cap situation, it drained me. And I was obviously involved at Saracens and have been making sure that the message is right that's been coming out of the club and the emotion that I felt towards that team. But they're now relegated. Who would have thought Saracens, European champions, would be playing in the championship next year when the championship funding has just been halved? Who would have thought? Finn Russell, your star player, one of the best players in the world in his position. Your star player gets binned or walks out of his team, of the Scotland team, because he's had 3 beers 2 weeks before a game. My word. Who would have thought? Can you imagine Dino and Jono and Rob Wainwright and Doddy and Scott Quinnell 2 weeks before the game? You've cracked open your 3rd beer. The lads are like, nah, you can't have that. Why? Why can't you have that? Well, we've agreed as a leadership group. Now, this isn't me goading the leadership group at Scotland. This is me just showing and highlighting the time that we live in. The times of our lives. The Finn Russell saga. What are you going to say to your kids? Why didn't you play for Scotland again? I had 3 beers 2 weeks before a game. Craziest season ever, I told you. And now we sat here with no face masks, but I probably need one, and we are halted in life by a virus known as Corona. I mean, who would have thought? Who would have thought that a virus named Corona would cancel Six Nations games for the first time ever? Ever. And I was listening to George Shooter talk about it, because I can't think of another game that was cancelled. I never had any game cancelled. There was maybe delayed because of frost and it was played the following day. Princess Diana dying in 97, I think it was. All the sporting games were cancelled, and for a very important reason as well. But for a virus named Corona, which they're talking about rescheduling the Ireland-Italy game, they're not. There's nowhere that they can play it. So effectively, let's say Ireland would have beaten Italy with a bonus point and France beat Scotland, and they go there, depending on the England-Wales game. Ireland go there with a chance of still winning the championship, and it's halted because of a virus named Corona. And there's talk of the games being cancelled next week. This is the craziest season ever. What's going to happen next?
That's what I was going to ask. Do you reckon Maka Vunipola has got the corona and he's going to play this weekend and give it to the Premiership?
Could you imagine if Maka Vunipola plays this week and gives the virus of corona to everyone else? I think it's been blown out of proportion, but I am not a doctor. I am travelling maybe. But look, we shouldn't laugh because it is a virus, people losing their lives over it. But I just wanted to highlight the craziness of this season. It has been absolute carnage. Finn, don't drink any more than 2. Just don't do it.